This is Zwift number 38, 10 laps round the Zwift Crit course, organised by the Zwift Crit Racing Club. It's a 19.7 kilometre race, 10 laps on the Crit course, going around clockwise direction with 170 metres of incline. The actual course route is called Downtown Dolphin. So we had 29 people enter the race. Quite a quick start from a few of the riders, but I decided to just sit in with this group and follow their draft, and hopefully things would settle down and the three out in front would come back to us. So one of the reasons for doing this race tonight was that it would allow me to avoid stage 10 on the Zwift Games. I've competed in the first three. The first two Zwift Games stages were relatively flat and short-ish. Stage 3 had far more incline in it, which doesn't suit me. Stage 4 had a little bit more than that, so I've missed stage 4 to do something more suitable to my own riding style. So here we go on the first lap round. As I said, in a clockwise direction, we've just gone up the first set of undulations. We've got somebody out in front, which we are hoping that this group of 20 or 19, 18 of us in this group, one out in front, we would hopefully pull him back. So you can just see him going around the U-turn up in front in the home straight. He's got a 2-second lead at the moment, and I'm just settling in. You can see my watts are relatively low to what I can produce as a 55-year-old Zwift cyclist. I've got a racing score of 311, which is probably an all-time best, but the system's not been in place for too long. But I was floating around the 300 mark for quite a while and could never make any inroads in that. But recently I've been able to compete at 2.7 watts per kilogram, and a few good or reasonable or better results than I have done in the past have just increased my Zwift score to 311. So this is the only real incline around this right hand bend here that we have to maneuver around. Loads of people dropping their feathers as we go up the hill, which decreases your weight so that you can get up the hill quicker. I settled back in the top 10, and it's just see how we get on from here. I'm averaging 236 watts, and this was on most of the laps that I did. This was my recovery section here along the flat. These undulations, I find it is quite easy to get dropped by people, so I make an effort to power through some of these slight undulations so that I don't get dropped. So 8 laps to go, 15.8 kilometers to go. I actually find myself out right at the front here, which is not where I want to be, so I just ease back into the group, get my power up, which again was a feather, which will help me on the incline around the back of the course, and then we'll take it from there. So a strategy I would be using as we go up this incline would be further up towards the front of the group, so that you're certainly not going to get dropped if you have full power going up the hill. You can see that as I get up to the top, there's quite a few who are a good distance in front, and as I'm always recovering slightly on those two straights, that first part and this part here before the undulations, you can see I'm considerably far back, not in the position I want to be, and here you can see I'm starting to get dropped. There's a few out the front, but the rest of the 18 riders who were with me, they've left me now, so I have to put a real burst in here, up over 550 watts as we come into the home straight, continuing to power up, just able to ease off a little bit there, thinking I'm going to get back up on the tails of them. And I do eventually manage that, but that took quite a lot out, just because of a lack of concentration really, and just not keeping a close eye on the riders around me. So here we come to the incline again, and I'm in a nicer position here. Loads of people popping feathers. I do the same. I get up out of my saddle and power up the hill until I get up and over the top, and then I'm able to ease off. But you can see there's 4 off the front here, and this is always the place where the groups are potentially formed. So these those riders there, have they gone now? Are they able to continue their attempts to break away from the 15 or so riders? You can see in the mini map that there's quite a few spread out. You can see that J. Empanado has been dropped off the back, and he's now, I think, about 6 seconds behind us at this point. So we've just dropped a rider, and there's us also lapping a rider as we go under the start finish line. So another lap, another incline, another feather to pop as we go up. Not as close to the front as I have been over the last lap or two, but still putting a load of power in, up over 500 watts, and you can see that once again the group has split. Somebody's gone off the front there by a couple of seconds. There's around about 8 of us who are also following, but you know, it can be hard there, and that's where you're always looking to make your breaks if you're going to attempt to. I've not got the strength to do it because I know there's riders who are a lot stronger around us, but he's clearly then just recognised that he can ease off, and he's come back to the group. The dot on the mini map you can see in front who is a rider that's just about to get lapped, so let's not be concerned about seeing him in the mini map. There he goes out the back of the group now. So I'm positioned 16th, it's saying, and I can see from the timings that there's about 3 riders behind me. So down to about 18, 19 riders here. We've got 5 laps to go at this point. I've got another feather, and I'm feeling good actually. I feel okay. Just want to keep going and just keep the pedal spinning. So into the home straight, just passing a back marker, somebody else being lapped again. 4 laps to go as the sign says there, and let's see how long we can keep this going for. I am struggling. What has been noticeable is that my average watts are actually increasing, so more power in the second half, which is positive to see. Sometimes I get into a situation where I put absolutely too much effort into the start of the race, and by the time I get to the last few kilometers or the laps, it's just a battle to survive and just to stay with the rest of the group. So feeling good that I've been able to pick my average watts up, and it's now at 238. So up the incline again, loads of people popping feathers. I've got the drafting boost, which means that I won't pop it on the incline, but I'll probably wait. Yeah, there we go. I wait until I get up onto the flat, so that'll allow me to get a greater draft when in amongst other riders. So 3 laps to go. Heart rate's really high, 166. I need to keep it down below 160 if I'm going to maintain a consistent power. If I'm getting up this high, I'm needing to drop off. But you can see that from time to time, my watts are up around close to the 300 mark, going over those undulations. Background to start again. Currently got no power up at the moment, but we'll see what I'm going to get in a few seconds' time. And we've got 3 laps to go now. 3 laps to go, and there are around about 16 of us in the race. So we're coming around the back of the course again, and you can see a rider going off the front there. I think I have identified him as Jay Pembo. He's opened up a couple of seconds lead as we come up to the bottom of the incline. You can see that he's putting in considerable power because you can see the speed flash behind his back wheel there as he came over the top. So is he making a break for the finish line with 2.5 laps to go now, just under 5k? Something that I would like to be willing to do, and it's something I try and do if I am at the top of the category. But when I'm in the middle ability in the category, it's not something that I'm going to be able to do that causes me to break away from anybody. I'd just get caught and swallowed up in time. So you can still see Jay Pendo out in front on the pink Tron bike. 2 laps to go, but is he going to sustain this lead? It's around about 2 seconds. I can't actually tell at the moment because he's not on the screen, but I'm guessing by the gap. There you go, 2 seconds. Jay Pendo. So you can see, rather than being a bit of a blob coming around the back of the course, we are all stretched out as we go up over the incline and past the banner at the top on the right hand side. People are potentially going to make a push for it here. There's only one more time to go up that, and you can see we're all spread out. I'm 8th, and you can see that there's people out in front 2-3 seconds ahead. So this is it now. I'm watching the groups, I'm watching the mini map. Am I able to finish in a really good position just because I can catch hold of the draft? So you can see mini map again. Look, there's a split there, there's a break. So I'm really hopeful that I can finish top 6, top 8. I'm conscious of that and I'm pushing ahead. Normally you'd see me sitting in the draft, but on this occasion I wanted to try and push ahead so that this group that I was sat with there could break away. But as we went under the banner, you could see from the mini map that those riders started to come back to us. But we are riding at a greater power than we have been doing for the rest of the race. So 1.5 kilometers to go now. We've still got somebody out in front by 4 seconds and a couple of people chasing him down. But then this huge big group of around about 12, 14 riders. So let's see how this pans out now. So up the incline for the final time, and S. Darling is out in front. Patrick Muldrich is putting a big burst in there to attempt to make a push for the finish line. Also going out there, I can see Fabrice Vincent, and I'm still in 8th position, which I'd be really pleased with. Now there's still a few riders, you can see them coming into the shot now, who are close by, and but you can also see that there's half a dozen riders who are distancing themselves, and I've got nothing in me now. Again, there you see Jay Pembo again, just riding alongside me. Everyone putting a burst in. and eventually we come across the results and see that Stefan Darling took the win. But I'll go through it in more depth now by showing you the finishing results. So here are those final results, with Stefan Darling finishing the race in 29 minutes and 28 seconds, averaging 3.1 watts. Then we have Fabrice Vincent in second, same time, just less than 1/10 of a second behind, averaging 3.4 watts. Then Patrick Mulderich in third, uh, again 2/10 of a second behind, so a real sprint at the finish line. Then fourth we have Kari Sletter, who was half a second behind. Then we had Lauren Copper, still just half a second behind. She averaged 3.0 watts. Sixth, we have Sophie Randall. She came over the line in 29 minutes and 29 seconds, just over a second behind. Then we had next in seventh place Vincent Lafer. And then in eighth place we had Lillian Lemaire. Then in ninth place, we had Florent Dumal, uh, averaging 3.2 watts as well. So everybody above 3 watts apart from Patrick in third place. Then in 10th, we had Alex Alafos, bringing up the final place in the top 10 positions. He averaged 3.5 watts. I'm nowhere near averaging that. You can see that my average is 2.7 watts, which is pleasing for me. I want to be a little bit higher. I want to get up to close to 3, but whether that will ever materialise, I don't know. But really hope you enjoyed watching it. A short little crit race there rather than some of the other races we've been doing recently. Please subscribe. I say this most weeks, but anybody who subscribes is much appreciated. And yeah, pleased with how things are going. So I'll be back soon with another race. I will probably be doing the stage 5 at some point, which seems like a mammoth course for me and not something I'll enjoy doing, but obviously I'll reap the benefits from the fitness wise. So catch you all again soon. Thanks. Bye bye.